This is Sky News. These are our top stories this hour. A British PhD student's been given a life sentence in the United Arab Emirates. Matthew Hedges accused of spying for the British government. The Prime Minister's defended her negotiated Brexit agreement. Theresa May warned that seeking an alternative to her deal risks failing to deliver Brexit at all. And a man has been sentenced to 6 years in prison for fraudulently claiming over £100,000 from a fund meant for victims of the Grenfell Tower fire. So it's back to our lead story then. A British man accused of spying in Dubai has been sentenced to life in prison by a United Arab Emirates court. This is the story of the Durham University student Matthew Hedges, who was arrested back in May and detained for spying at Dubai airport after a 2-week-long research trip. The Foreign Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, and Middle East Minister Alistair Burt have both travelled to the UAE since his arrest to make representations on his behalf. They don't seem to have done the trick, do they? Joining us now from West London, Alex MacDonald from Middle East Eye, who has spoken to the representative for Matthew Hedges' family. Alex, I presume that means you've spoken to them since the sentence was handed down. What's been said?
To the representative.
Yeah, have you talked to them since the sentence was handed down?
Yes, I have. It's very shocking. The whole situation has been very shocking for everyone involved. No one thought it would get this bad. The hearing was reportedly less than 5 minutes long. There was no lawyer present. There was no real expectation that it would be a life sentence. They're now going to have 30 days to appeal that. But this has come as a shock to them. It's come as a shock to the government as well. It's come as a shock to the government officials who were present at the hearing. And yeah, so this has been pretty devastating for Matthew himself, obviously, but also his family.
Yeah, we often ascribe all kinds of motivations to foreign governments meddling in judicial affairs. I suppose this might be a case of one, I don't want to use the word rogue, a judge who's acting independent of any UAE government interference. So actually, in terms of putting pressure on the UAE government, that's not necessarily going to wash if you have a properly independent judiciary. We may not like what this judge has done, but oftentimes we defend the right of an independent judiciary to do it.
Well, sure, of course, but the thing is that UAE doesn't have an independent judiciary. The UAE has always attempted to portray itself as being a liberal, kind of modernising state, but in reality, it's very autocratic. There are regular forced disappearances in the country. There are plenty of secret prisons. Dissent is not tolerated there. This is not the first time a foreign national has been imprisoned. It's not the first time foreign nationals have been targeted. I would find it very surprising if this were a case of a rogue judge. Of course, it's possible UAE government officials may decide to try and spin it their way in future. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate on that. But the idea that there's an independent judiciary in the UAE who are, who need to be allowed to have the kind of process taking place is absurd. The UAE is an autocratic state.
Whatever kind of state it is, we're used to it taking action against individuals, if I can put it in these terms, in moral cases. Somebody's found drinking, doing something else which offends the morality of the UAE. Sure. This is a different kind of case, isn't it? In the sense that they are saying bluntly that the UK, an ally ostensibly, has sent somebody to spy on them.
Absolutely, it's a very strange case. The UAE and the UK are very close. There was a trade minister in the UAE just last week praising the possibilities of trade between the UK and the UAE after Brexit, even while this case was going on. The accusations of spying have been denied by the government. They say Hedges isn't a spy. Based on people who know him, they say he isn't a spy. He was simply doing research about the UAE's kind of security establishment and other aspects of its reaction to the Arab Spring. This is a very peculiar case. People have speculated that there's some kind of attempt by the UAE to apply pressure to the UK government, but if that were the case, this is a very blunt and extreme way to go about it. So, to be honest, I don't want to speculate on what the reasons are, but it is very peculiar.
No, but we can say with the benefit of history, can't we, that when state-state contacts happen over spying, it can often be resolved quite quickly. I mean, if you think of Anglo-Soviet relations, we accuse them of spying, we expel, they expel, it's over. Might that happen here?
Well, if that were going to happen, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. That's the thing. I mean, this case has been going on since May. For the first few months, the Foreign Office actively sought to keep kind of media attention on this down and treated the UAE with a very kind of soft touch because they were trying to get the case resolved without having to draw too much attention to it. Ironically, since the case actually did get some media coverage, there has been more pressure, I feel, applied to the UAE over it. So I don't know. I mean, now obviously the government is reacting a bit more firmly, but and of course, this is no one expected it to escalate this far. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now. But yeah, the whole case has perplexed many people.
Yeah, I suppose, Alex, his friends and family will be thinking about this sentence, and one of many questions that emerges is whether a life sentence means life, as it doesn't, in a sense, in the UK. You can be given a life sentence in the UK and be out in fewer than 20 years, and sometimes much less than that, for things like good behaviour. Does your knowledge of the UAE judicial system extend to knowing whether this is life as life?
Well, as I said, my company, Middle East Eye, has on many occasions documented, cases of people being imprisoned in the UAE. It's all very politicized. As I said, there isn't an independent judiciary. The situation could change overnight if there's a change in political circumstances and diplomatic circumstances. What that would be with regards to the UK, I'm not sure. But the simple fact is, no, I don't think it will be life meaning life. I suspect there will be some political wranglings going on. But who knows? This, as I said, everyone I've spoken to who knows anything about the UAE didn't expect it to go this far. So who knows? This is somewhat uncharted territory in terms of how we discuss the UAE's kind of political and diplomatic strategy.
Alex MacDonald is with Middle East Eye. Alex, thanks very much indeed for your time. Thanks a lot.
No worries.